Okay, error executing get property names. Is the koala not on the main map? Do I need to move it to the other map?
Yeah, let me grab it.
No! That could have been a contender. You might have rolled all sixes. Now we'll never know.
I couldn't even hit the roll button, so yeah.
Yeah, it's you see what I see like 50 times when making a map because I always move the koala to the wrong place.
Sean, you need to figure out how to design these damn frameworks so that you can make it so you don't have to move the koala around so many times. You can have multiple koalas.
Yeah, that's too much effort.
I saw what you did on that church map.
That will be enough for you to tell. Yep, it sent something. Signals. Sure, it's enough for you to grab enough to. Um, let's see. Yep, you'll be able to, you will probably be able to. You'll have to spoof the command. So you'll have to get your thing to your comlink to essentially try to hack it, but you have the information you think you need to fake it to be able to get that thing to open and send you down.
All right. Well, luckily I have spoof software, so we can try that. I'll let the other folks know that I think we can get us through the elevator.
Oh, it's just like some sort of passkey, Coyote? You just submit it and it goes?
Hopefully that's the only thing. It could be some kind of, I hope not, but that
It could be a combined security, biometric and passkey.
Right. It depends on how secure they want to make that elevator, how secure they think they need to.
That's just my concern because I have biometric locks, and if this has biometric locks, it might be harder to fake his body.
Right. The other option is to next night not to put the Kanmushi on silent. I don't. Did the Kanmushi pick up anything like them searching for hidden signals or anything like that? I don't even know if it would find that. I'm not sure.
There'd be no way for it to figure out if someone was searching for it.
Yeah, for the same reason why they can't see if he's capturing signals. They're all passive sensors.
Right.
Yeah, you would say it's a risk. We can put it on there so we can see them come in. We can put it outside the building and see when they come in and maybe follow them in and brain them or something, but we'd have to be fast.
I don't know.
I don't know either. So far, whatever this is, seems like our best method of entry thus far, though we'll be going in blind, and no social etiquette or niceties is going to save us from that. We're going to be so far restricted we won't know what the right terminology is to be in there.
Yeah. Do you know where those stairs go? In the right next to the elevator there.
Yeah, those go upstairs, and it's just more classrooms. That one is for like Horizon's internal stuff, though, so you're not actually allowed. You haven't actually been allowed up there. You've only been allowed, or Twitch hasn't been allowed up there. She's only been allowed into the place that's marked virtual.
Right.
Virtual Air Incorporated.
Right. Well, so essentially what we have is 3 options, I guess. We can take the wait and see if anything more happens approach. We can try to just use what we have in the elevator, which is agreed very risky. Or we could try to wait for someone to come back in again. It seemed like it was dead middle of night, so shouldn't be many other people around to keep track of.
Well, we do still have a few days of me having a good reason to be in the building. And that aside, I don't know, would it be possible to grab someone as they're coming out, interrogating them, and then, I don't know, giving them some kind of mind wipe drug?
Those things are possible, but we're not going to be able to do that without notice. On the physical world, you've got cameras. Unless all of those were neutralized, and there's no guarantee that'll work. I reference Vice punching that girl back during their first job together. Astrally, the watch or something I can take care of easily, but that's going to generate a lot of notice as well. And if someone is actually taken, Horizon Police might be more than a little interested in a bounty hunter with a move-by-wire system who's just decided to pick up classes.
Yeah, fair enough. It's too bad we can't get into their security system somehow. I doubt Conrad would be willing to help us with that.
Well, I do.
We could always ask the Mr. Johnson. He might know someone who's actually capable of doing that if none of you know anyone who is.
When exactly are you discussing this and where?
It's not going to be while Twitch is in the classroom, so I assume it's going to be after we all got back together and Coyote got his drone back so that he could review the information from it. So it's going to be something where the disposable comlinks they have would be open air, I suppose you could say.
So it would be, we'll say it March 14th, we'll say
it would be evening into night. We might have gathered somewhere, like maybe Coyote's shop. Well, he's like, oh, let me see what the fuck, and I have all my shit here that I can review this over with. Well,
again,
shit.
that's essentially mass text or email to you.
Well, shit, written like a true Mr. Johnson.
Yeah,
Who'd
all I
have
can
thought?
think.
Well,
Yeah, the only thing.
so well, if you two know anyone or know of anyone who might be willing to do something in exchange for a fee, that could be useful, whether it's getting somehow those building schematics for exactly how far underground we're going and what the hell it looks like, or some other form of useful avenue. My friend isn't going to be of much assistance in that endeavor. We're not exactly dealing with her realm of expertise either. And she doesn't want to go below ground.
Well, I actually know someone who might be able to put us in contact with a good hacker.
But we're talking about hacking a AAA corporation. Yeah, sure, this is only a AA, but it's basically Horizon.
Yes, it's so outlandish that no one would probably pick it up, not unless we pay an exorbitant rate, especially since it'd be nothing more than a cold introduction to Sarah Shrugs. It's just that we're going to apparently be doing a run against the same AAA, and naturally a little concerned.
Yeah, the only thing that I can consider is I do have that wiretapper bug. It can open up a wireless signal to me. I'm a little wary for all the same reasons, is that I think a AAA or this subsidiary of Horizon might notice such a thing.
Well, the thing with your micro tapper bug is you need to have a fiber optic cable for it to tap into. So you need to find something you can attach it to first.
Right. It'll find it. It's in its programming to find it first. So I don't know. It might. That's the problem. Is that, yeah, sure, it could go upstairs, maybe find an open terminal or something like that, but it's not stealthy. It's not. I mean, it's small, but it's not stealthy.
In regards to taking someone, I can try to lurk out there in the night. One of those spirits, however, will eventually end up noticing me. I can disguise myself so that the cameras don't recognize me. But if any of us, even if you two linger around, the problem would still likely end up being with one of the Watchers. We can certainly take someone, but it will be noticed. The disappearance will be missed, because unless we trail them away and they actually leave extraterritorial property and come closer to us, I use closer as a relative term, we're going to be risking notice and thus further alarming Horizon than what we already have.
Yeah, I think that even if you were to take out that Watcher outside the building, even if we didn't successfully take someone, they may end up closing down shop and moving the girl anyway just because of that.
Which, that could be another avenue. If we can trick them into moving her or cajole them into moving her, we might be able to get her in transit.
I think that's too high risk. I think that the power play there could easily be called by the bluff of Horizon tightening the noose of security, and then we never get her.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I just wanted to put it out there as more of a last case scenario.
Even then, depending on how important the corporation actually views her, and we don't exactly know what their attitude towards her is. So we don't know how expendable she is. And obviously, Mr. Johnson has an attitude towards the matter. In regards to that, I think our best shot here is we play out the entire week, see if variables change. The best shot we have as of now is that passkey infiltrating at night during their closed hours, and if that fails, then we abort.
Yeah, the last option, which I'm pretty sure that you all will disagree with, I'm not sure if I agree with it, but it is an option. We know they want something that we have. We could propose a trade, her for the vial of whatever the heck that is. I don't know what it is, and Conrad's not saying, so...
Yeah.
at the very least, at least for now, we're going to need cameras neutralized, at least to prevent them from immediately capturing us. In regards to just whether we actually end up trying to capture someone on the outside, or whether it is us after waiting the entire week, doing a run on that. The cameras on the ground floor will be what we know of immediately, and while there is a blind spot in the avenue to the elevator, they still have the doors covered. We still have to get there, and we don't even know what there is below that.
Yeah, let's say we perfectly blotch out all those cameras and get rid of that watcher. That, if I'm not mistaken, probably is going to set off alarms anyway, and there's going to be people, that building's going to be crawling with people within 10, 15 minutes.
Guarantee that any spirit there is actually going to spot us. Even then, it watches. It can't do anything. I don't have to obliterate it. It might not realize that we're abnormal or doing anything out of the ordinary. It, I assume, latched onto me because of how out of the way I was. And so naturally it just wanted to pay attention because it watches.
Right. I just...
One thing I also wanted to point out is you would have had an active spell on you. So that would be noticeable.
Absolutely.
And,
Right, but regardless of that, I'm just saying if you have 5 or 6 cameras immediately go out all at the same time, that...
Well, you
is
wouldn't want them
probably-
to go out. You'd want to splice in some neutral footage.
Well, right, that involves us getting in there. I wasn't sure if you meant just nullify the cameras or try to insert a loop of some sort.
No, I think that the cameras getting neutralized would be more telling, more of an alert than us trying to sneak past somehow.
Agreed. That was my point.
I'd rather try to, I don't know, intercept a uniform laundry shipment than just take the cameras offline. Try and walk right past them.
Yeah, what were those guys wearing? Were they just wearing business suits? The ones that went in the elevator.
The person who went in the elevator wore like jeans and a t-shirt.
Okay, I was just... Okay.
There was no business
there were-
uniform unless the business uniform was like jeans and a t-shirt.
I thought there was another group of like 2 people. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention or misheard or something.
you were probably thinking of the cops.
Okay.
But yeah, the cops had nothing to do with the elevator. But
Yeah, no, it
the
wasn't the
individual-
cops. It was one of those things where I was distracted, so I probably just misheard it. It's no problem. All right, well then it doesn't really matter what we wear, I guess.
Yeah, and it's possible that we can con our ways down into acting like we belong. We're just having a cold open with no information. We'll have to wing it.
That'll elicit a frown out of Twitch.
And that brings us back to trying to spoof the elevator. I think if we can get in the elevator and ride it down, we can possibly bluff our way past, but we can't force our way down and bluff our way past. So that
The trick is either getting neutral footage on the cameras or making ourselves in some way unremarkable to whoever might be watching. Because it sounds like no matter what, we'd be going in after hours, which means we'd need to look like we had a reason to be there, or look like we're not there at all.
You know, if there's actually any guards down there, they probably don't recognize the severity of the situation, or at least any sort of importance to what, and then for the sake of the listener, Karina means to Horizon, his interest, whatever those are. As such, could likely fake that with the power play here being that we're important corporate types acting from a directive, and how do you not know, and who you are to question, and yes, we would very much like to know who you are so that we could tell someone who's inconvenienced us later.
I don't know what Horizon security protocols are like. I don't know if they have some sort of clearance you'd have to actually pull to pull that off.
Well, I have just the knowledge for that. Mega corporate security.
Go ahead and throw it.
And while you're doing that, Twitch will add on. I was about yay high the last time I was anywhere that required a major security clearance on corporate property. Holding her hand up to about her chest.
Well, Truth Air knows two things. One, this is almost certainly some kind of black ops, so its details are always going to be a little shaky because it's whoever's running the op itself really is the one that sets everything up. It may be a huge complex down there. It may be that one dude in a t-shirt and jeans holding some people in a room underground in a shitty elevator that he somehow has well warded. It's really hard to tell what exactly the extent is because you haven't been able to poke your head down. That said, with it being right there, it seems like he has some access to the building itself because I need to be able to plug in. The fact that the elevator goes all the way down means that whatever's connected up here is probably also connected down there, so any wireless access is, while it's probably negated down there, there's probably wireless access that goes all the way up here, all the way down there, at least for the major systems. In terms of handshakes and who does what and who's allowed to say what and who knows what, it's hard to tell. You've only seen the one guy enter, and it's jeans and a t-shirt is sort of informal, which would make you think they probably, whoever's down there probably knows each other. I mean, they probably know each other by sight, name. I mean, you don't go somewhere in jeans and t-shirt unless you're already comfortable with everyone. It's a corporate stooge. Oh, security design? I'm not sure what I could give you with that.
Say that's true. Jeans and a t-shirt. They didn't even look like armored clothing, did it? It just looked like a wage slave, like corporate type. It didn't even look that, because that was less. That would be more formal. It was just like completely casual wear. You'd wear it home.
Yeah, he didn't even really look like he belonged on corporate property. He looked like the guy that they normally, hey, we're gonna scout this guy and get him dressed up in a proper suit before he's even allowed on property.
What my security design role was for is just in case Coyote knew anything about that elevator and what may or may not be extra security on it. But he glitched anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, the elevator specifically, security design, you can tell that there's probably at least some other security protocol besides just signing in. Like you'd probably have to subscribe to subscribe to whatever node's running it, and there may be some other link beyond that. It's hard to tell. That said, it's probably at least a well secured link that's running that may require a bit more than just a single spoof to get working right. The camera inside is entirely possible. Individuals may watch who comes and goes. That would seem like the smart thing to do. Seem like the normal thing to do. Elevator may be rigged. It may be designed to stop if halfway down, to trap people in it if they've managed to bypass security. So even getting inside and having it start down may not be safe. That may be just stepping into a trap if you're not if you don't have all the security in line.
Yeah, Coyote's going to say, I think we got to kidnap this guy if we want to get in there. It's going to set off all sorts of alarm bells, but I don't see a feasible way to get down there without doing so. It's kind of a catch-22.
And there's no way in hell I want to risk going in there, guns blazing as it were. There is no way we could possibly hope to take on Horizon.
No, especially if they just trap us down there. If they lock down the elevator, we're just sitting ducks anyway. I mean, we have no egress.
As Sean told us last week that this would be a shoot-'em-up week. Where we have to do lots of puzzle solving to get to the shoot-'em-up. This is bullshit.
Well, you could just grab explosives and blow the whole thing open and jump down the elevator shaft. Honestly, I was half expecting that from the start.
But we don't have a crazy vampire priest that buys up explosives for no reason.
There was a good reason for it.
I don't have a contact who has what I need in this game.
No, not yet. You don't.
I mean, we could do that, but it would be the stupidest thing I think we have ever done together as a group to decide that we're going to absolutely blitz into a subsidiary of the mega corporation who owns this city.
Oh, I never said it was intelligent. I didn't say it was intelligent. I said I was prepared for you to do it.
Oh, we would have maybe 5 minutes to try to find the girl, retrieve her, and pull her ass out before we were absolutely mobbed. And that's generous 5 minutes.
That said, security for another day may reveal some, or not security, what is it called when you look at something?
Surveillance.
Surveillance. That's the word I'm looking for.
Right. So obviously, we're sticking to the plan right now. This was day 3 of our class of Twitch's classes. We still have day 4 and day 5 before the course completes. And as such, for the time being, unless something changes, we stick to the guns. Truesayer will continue to review Twitch's Cyber Eye footage to see whether he can notice something that she failed to recognize. Twitch will obviously continue to be cheery and touristy and like, oh yeah, that's cool in the classes, and Coyote will continue to frown perpetually.
Oh, you know him so well. He's pretty grumpy. And yeah, he'll send the drone in again, I guess, and see if there's something else he can get in another night. I don't know what else he can catch, but...
Also, it was March 14th, so March 14th would be Monday night, which means that, let's see if I've got the timeline right. Yeah, that's the timeline, right? Monday night, you'll be checking the footage on... Or no, would you have... It was the 14th, it was Monday.
Right.
So you sent it in on Tuesday, got Tuesday nights. and extracted it on Wednesday, which would be the last day of classes?
That's correct.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. So Tuesday night's the footage you got, which would be... Okay. Timeline is... Okay. Tuesday night you'll get, Wednesday night you'll get Tuesday night's footage, and you'll be checking it, and you'll see... at about 11:59, you'll hear does your drone actually have audio? And then in test directional microphone, it wouldn't pick that up. Camera has just vision mag and vision enhancement. You'll see him rushing in, the same individual. This time he's wearing what looks kind of like a lab coat. He's rushing in, and he seems a little panicky. Check the timestamp. It's almost 12 o'clock on the dot. Like, last time he was a few minutes before 12. This time it's almost exactly 12. Seems to be rushing. About 10 minutes later, we'll say, he'll come back up with two other individuals in tow. One looks like a security guard, just a black uniform. There's no insignia, but it sort of yells security guard with the waist, the utility belt, waist band, gun on the side, things like that, a hat that's pulled forward. And between them, there's sort of a glassy-eyed individual. And your drone will pick up enough to hear him talking about moving. Need to finish moving. Let me go ahead and give you the actual what he'd say. The security guard's saying, "I get it. It's a rush, but need to move on soon. It's just it's been a little bit too much." You'll hear the scientist, because that's kind of what he looks like, wearing a lab coat, scrawny guy, messy hair, say, I get it. It's going to be all over soon. We'll have them out. It should be within the week. Didn't really plan for all this. As they're stepping out the door and your drone loses a mic on them, it'll say, you'll hear the security guard say, "What about the two that have been unprocessed?" And then the door closes.
Is there the glassy-eyed individual? Is that anyone we know?
No, just I believe it's female youngish, looks a little not disheveled, like not like in a bad condition, but just sort of not well taken care of, like they're not someone to attend to personal hygiene. They look a little out of it, a little dazed. The two of them will come back in. Your they won't be actually saying anything back and forth when they come back in. And security guard takes the elevator, and the scientist says, "Yeah, so it's just next week or so, and we should have them all out. It's just I can't do more than one a day." So I don't know. Go ahead and just go keep up with the 12-hour shifts. I know it's a bit hard, but not much more I can do with bringing anyone more down here. It'll be over soon. Security guard will say, well, it's not really a job I cared for anyways. Whatever. And he'll step into the elevator, and the scientist will leave, and the security guard will go back down in the elevator, you assume.